Check it out. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern. A healthy dose of Jersey Girl wisdom. Live with Rev Jersey Girl. Sponsored by New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Oh, I was muted. I am unmuted now. So sorry. Greetings, beloved. I'm so glad that you're here. Today is an interesting twist on the show because I totally believed that I had scheduled Jessie Powers, the lovely, beautiful, talented Jessie Powers, to be with me today. Truth is, I messed up. So, and it's perfect that I messed up. It's perfect because life is that. Often life is a mistake. I don't know about you, but I'm not infallible in any way. And I forget things and I make mistakes and I double date things. With my schedule, I have these things. I have these things that happen. But the beautiful thing is, and I thank God for Science of Mind, and thank God for Ernest Holmes, and I'm thankful to learn that my experience in life is governed by nothing outside of me other than how I hold the reality of me, how I see myself in my own eyes, in the mirror, and that I get to love on myself, and I get to be very patient, compassionate, and loving. So when I realized the mistake this morning, it was a big uh-oh. But here's the thing. I knew eventually throughout the day I would forgive myself. So why not forgive myself immediately? Do you get that? Why not forgive myself, excuse me. Why not forgive myself on the spot? You and I and people all around, we spend way too much time suffering unnecessarily. You and I were not put on this planet to suffer. We were not. And so loving ourselves enough to forgive ourselves and to forgive ourselves quickly might look in the eyes of another as if you're not being caring enough or responsible to your actions. But I'm here to tell you that that's not so. What it actually is so is that when you know who you are and you're grounded in principle, you get to forgive yourself and be off the hook like that. Now, I'm not saying you could do that right away. It takes a little work, takes some forgiveness work, but you can do it. So here, I'd like you to pray with me for this moment. Not something I do on every show at the beginning of the show, but let's bless this time together. So let's start with what we do and what we do so well, and with Science of Mind and in metaphysics and New Thought, and with my unity brothers and sisters all around the world, and everyone who practices a metaphysical grounding spiritual teaching. Let us know together that surrounding us is a beauty, a love, a presence. It not only surrounds us, it infiltrates our being, it is our being. It demonstrates as us. Its essence is our essence. Let us breathe that reality in as we breathe that in, let's breathe in the wholeness that it affords us, the love that it affords us, the creativity, intuition, the joy, the fun of life that it affords us. And let's do so with great beauty, with absolute great beauty. So I believe in the essence of good that is present. I accept it as my reality. For each of you, I accept it on your behalf as your reality. And I let this word be so right here, right now, in this moment. And so it is. Thank you. So, um, I've told you what I did. I've told you my faux pas. So I'm going to lay that down and move on to share with you some inspiration from our beloved Ernest Holmes. And I'm happy to be able to do this. See, I only have a beginning of my books back. My construction in my home is really complete except for a few details, and we're still unpacking. But I have some of my books back. This is an old copy. How do I do this? This is an old copy. That's pretty funny. Everything's opposite, I guess, of this thing called You by Ernest Holmes. And no, this is this thing called Life, which is now called The Art of Life. They decided to change it. But this The Art of Life and this thing called You, to me, are two of the best introductions to Ernest Holmes and Science of Mind, and a gift to anyone that you would give it to. I highly recommend you sharing these books with people that you care about. And so today I want to start on page 56 of the book. So if you have it, and I believe even the new copies, the pages are the same, the new versions. And I'd like to speak about faith. And I'd like to speak about faith. Thank you, Diego. I'd like to speak about faith as a grounding and support system. As a grounding and support system. Because the temptation to subscribe to fear, that temptation is all around us all the time, especially in this current culture and climate with COVID. We are constantly being invited to grab hold of form, and form is more ethereal than we'd like to think of it very often. So Ernest Holmes says about faith, faith lays hold a power which actually exists and uses a law which actually exists. Faith, through this power and by this law, causes the formless to take definite form. I want to reread that. Faith, through this power and by this law, causes the formless to take definite form. Faith is substance as well as power, and causes the good you have accepted to come into your experience. Okay, I'm going to read one more piece, and I'm going to tell you why I'm reading it. I am this on page 58 of the same book. I am surrounded by an infinite intelligence which reacts to my thought. I realize the the creative power of this divine intelligence is with me now. And I know that I'm using this power and that my word operating through it will cause it to bring into my experience the good which I desire. Believing in divine guidance, I know that my mind is continuously impressed with the images of right action. I know that everything in my life is controlled by the action of truth and love. I am led, guided, and inspired by the living Spirit. I am compelled to move in the right direction, always to know what to do and how to do it. I know that inwardly I am spiritually perfect. I have complete happiness and I experience an abundance of good. Happiness and success rightfully belong to me. I am successful in all my undertakings. And so it is. He doesn't say and so it is here. I was confused. Commercial break. NewThoughtMedia.org is bringing you this programming. NewThoughtMedia.org is dedicated to your intuition, your intelligence, and raising you up to support a world that works for everyone. Give to this worthy organization. Give once or give monthly, but please give. Everyone benefits from the sharing of this material. Thank you. So we're in the climate and culture of COVID. The opinions about what's real. I know some people think there's not opinions, it's just facts. But we know that there are opinions everywhere. And CSL Home Office recently put out a lovely email the other day pulling in all of Ernest Holmes' material to support the right action for each of us. What I want to bring to you is this. Do what you need to do for yourself. Stay safe. Do what you need to do. If you believe you are responsible for others, do what you need to do. Vaccinate if you believe in vaccinations. Keep social distancing if you believe you must keep social distancing. Protect yourself and protect others, but do so consciously. Do it consciously. And once you do it, here's my request. Put down the judgment of others. Put it down. Your judgment never caused anything to happen in the right direction anyway. Put down the opinions. Put down the attacks of others. Put it down. Take on right action and then walk faithfully in the action that you took. Yes, Ernest Holmes says there's power in prayer and there's power in the pill. Take the pill, but have faith in it. Have faith in the action that you've taken. And instead of turning it against someone, because there's always going to be someone who wants to do things differently. And I, for one, will not be tempted to judge my brothers and sisters. I will not. Yes, I'm vaccinated. And I will not, thank you, Sandy, I will not turn against my brothers and sisters because they are not showing up in the way I think they should. Not even if I think it's the thing to do for the globe. I'm not going to do that. And I want to lay down. Yes, stay on our side of the street with love and gratitude and do what you think you need to do. By no means, who is any one of us to tell someone else what to do? I certainly am not. But I want you to do it. If you do it for your brothers and sisters, and I mean spiritual family and the globe, good. And then put it down. Put it down. Please, dear God, the last thing we need is more temptation to separate, to judge another. Oh my God, we are so We need to move past that. We need to move past that. We are here to be strong, beautiful, spiritual, powerful beings. That energy cannot coexist with the judgment. It can't coexist with finding people wrong. It can't coexist by saying, I got my vaccination. If you don't have your vaccination, you're not being responsible. What I can do is model my behavior, be the model, and then put it down. And so, and yet here now I'm not gonna contradict myself, but I'm gonna bring to you a quote that my beloved Ty Stevens, so many of you know Ty, put on the Facebook last week, and I wrote a blog about it. And the blog is here if you want to sign up or you want to read my blog. It's on my Planned Happiness Institute site, and there's a blog about many different things. So, but I want to read the quote from the blog. That's what I want to do now. Nothing in nature lives for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water. Trees don't eat their own fruit. The sun doesn't shine for itself. A flower's fragrance is not for itself. Living for each other is the rule of nature. How beautiful is that? So I could, if I wanted to right now, use that quote and that reading to support why I should pressure you and others to follow my lead with some amount of righteousness. But I want to bring it to you in a way that says the highest idea is that I will accept you as you are. Accepting you might mean I avoid you. Accepting you might mean I don't play in your playground. Accepting you might mean if you're not vaccinated, I decide not to dance with you. And I'm not saying these things are true. It's just saying that might be the way I translate it. But I'm still going to be who I am and who we are for each other, because without each other, we have nothing. You and I have nothing without each other, because I want to tell you, I have no clue how this technology works. I didn't invent this technology. I didn't lay down the roads, the beautiful roads that we get to drive on in this country. I didn't build the bridges that allow us to cross over to each other. I didn't make these clothes. I didn't make these clothes that I wear. Did you make your clothes? Maybe you did. Did you grow all the food that you eat? Did you farm the animals of the meat that is brought to your table? And if you can't say yes to those things, there is what that means is that you actually depend upon each other. You depend upon another all the time. You depend upon someone from the moment you wake up. And if that's true, then let us love on our brothers and sisters and each other to the degree that we choose not to separate and judge. Just a thought. Just a thought. You don't have to. I tend to be a little bit of like an ex-hippie in this way. I'm one of those people who believe we should love each other. I mean, what can I tell you? I believe we should love each other. And although love looks like many different things, love doesn't always look mushy. Love can just be respect. Love can be honoring, respecting, and having compassion for. All right? I feel like I'm all over the place a little bit, but the truth is the thread of what I'm trying to say to you is that how you and I show up in our skin is how we model this teaching, how we model science of mind, and having the faith that who we are and the faith of God as us should demonstrate through our actions. And if our speaking is not in alignment with the way we want to feel, then we need to look at that. We need to look at where we are out of alignment. Okay. One of my favorite books of all times. I'm still having trouble showing you the cover. This thing called you. Oh, love this book. Trust me, if you haven't read it, run out and grab it. This thing called you by Ernest Holmes, and give it away. Buy extras and give it away for Christmas. He says, I cleanse the windows of my mind that it may become a mirror reflecting inspiration from the Most High. I do this not with strenuous effort, but through quiet contemplation, through gentle reaching and affirming in inward recognition. Today I walk in the pathway of inspiration. I know exactly what to do in every situation. There is an inspiration within me which governs every act, every thought, with certainty, with conviction, and in peace. The key that unlocks the treasures of the kingdom of good is in my hand. I unlock the doorway of my consciousness and gently open it that the divine presence may flood my whole being with light, illumine my being with its radiant glow, and direct my footsteps into the pathway of peace and joy. Ernest Holmes. When we live from that consciousness, when we live and breathe and have our being in that consciousness, we are constantly activating good in our lives. You can't help but activate good when your speaking and your thinking is in alignment. And now add that to your behavior and the way you show up. When the way you walk and the way you talk and the way you process and process the world, the truth through you, when that is in alignment, life is a good life. Health is around every corner. Prosperity is available to you. But it takes listening. We have to listen, because what comes out of our mouth is two things. One, it's an indicator of what you believe. It's an indicator of your worldview, but it's also an action that creates. So it's both simultaneously. And I used to be very lax with how I would speak about certain things, very lax. I just thought everything, not that I thought everything was a joke, but I'm from New Jersey. Sarcasm is like our second language in this state. And I was okay with that until I learned how damaging some sarcasm can be. Now I'm annoying. I'm sure I'm annoying. Unless I've had a couple of shots of tequila with friends, pretty much what comes out of my mouth, I work to have it be pretty meticulous. I slip, and people notice when I slip, and they'll correct me. But right now, as you're listening to me, think about the things that you say. Do you speak from your faith, or do you speak from fear? So let's pull faith and fear together in the conversation. So if you are doing what you need to do because you believe it's good for yourself and it's good for humanity, great. So then the next words that come out of your mouth, are they faithful or are they fearful? You see, even if you believe that this virus is more prevalent than that it's so prevalent that you need to sequester yourself, do so again, faithfully, but without fear. This teaching, the science of mind, is all about consciousness. So I'll say sometimes to within certain circles, if Jesus died for our sins on the cross, then why are you still suffering? If Jesus sacrificed himself for so that you didn't have to, and if that's your belief system, then why still suffer? So if you're doing what has to be done for yourself and others, then do so faithfully and just keep it to yourself. Because all of the judgment and all of the negativity and all of that accomplishes nothing, because someone who's not going to follow your lead is not going to follow your lead anyway. So I want to close with something completely different, and it's a beautiful, beautiful reading by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. And Oriah Mountain Dreamer is a beautiful author who I found out many years ago was a student of David White, the beautiful, beautiful poet. Scottish, Wales, English, I forget where he's from, but the beautiful poet David White. So she took a class from him, some classes from him many years ago. And so her writing sometimes is a reflection of David White's writing. So this is the call. And I offer this to you today as a beautiful invitation to believe in yourself, to listen to that inner faith, to listen to the inner guidance to be fully, beautifully you, but to act from that place, to act from it on a regular basis. Here it goes. I have heard it all my life, the voice calling my name I recognized as my own. Sometimes it comes as a soft-bellied whisper. Sometimes it holds an edge of urgency. But always it says, "Wake up, my love. You are walking asleep. There's no safety in that." I'm sorry, I'm just really present to, I guess that's what I'm really asking for us to do, is to wake up and just be the teaching, to be it in every way. Remember what you are and let that knowing take you home to the beloved with every breath. Hold tenderly who you are and let a deeper knowing color the shape of your humanness. There is nowhere to go. What you are looking for is right here. Open the fist clenched in wanting and see what you already hold in your hand. There is no waiting for something to happen, no point in the future to get to. All you have longed for is here in this moment, right now. You are wearing yourself out with all of this searching. How much longer can you live like this? Your hungry spirit is gaunt. Your heart stumbles. All is trying. Give it up. Let yourself be one of the God-mad, faithful only to the beauty you are. Let the lover pull you to your feet and hold you close, dancing even when the fear urges you to sit this one out. Remember, there is one word you are here to say with your whole being. Where it finds you, give it your life. Don't be tight-lipped and stingy. Spend yourself completely on the saying. Be the one word in this great love poem you are writing together. Oriah Mountain Dreamer. So, my invitation to you, my overall invitation to you, is to be a faith-filled individual doing what is right by your conscience for yourself and for all of humanity, but to resist the temptation to separate others, to find fault in others, to make them wrong. Now, you might do that in your own mind anyway, but nobody can go in there and fix that for you. Only you can do that anyway. Let us walk faithfully together in every way. This world is yearning for the faithful to be loving, compassionate, and gentle. It's yearning. We're being called all the time. You might not know it, but the truth is you're being called. So, with great faith in our heart-to-heart connection for all the community that brings this programming to you, all the communities that serve in any way the metaphysical message, the spiritual new thought, metaphysical message. I'm so grateful. I'm absolutely grateful. And I look forward to seeing you next week when Jesse Powers will be here. Again, I ask you to give generously to this organization and just simply be the place where love resides. Be the place where love resides. Be well, be happy, be brilliant. Namaste. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Love you.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.